Hello guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video we are going to be animating the scene that I have just imported into 3ds Max. This is a building that I just quickly modeled in Revit, and I'm going to use this as a basis for our activity for today. It is just a simple residential building, and the first thing that I'm gonna do, I will get rid of the camera views that are imported from Revit. I will select it, right click, select all similar, and I will delete, and I will also delete the light source coming from Revit. I'll open up the render setup, and I'll change from Arnold to V-Ray, and I'm just gonna separate this into two. This is the setup that I usually like using most of the time. I'm then going to put a V-Ray camera in front just like that. Going to press C for camera view and change to shaded mode. Just gonna move this back a little bit, and I will also move it up, something like that. Now this is the view that I'll be working with. So basically what I want to create is just a walk-in through the garage like that. But as we are walking in through the garage, as the camera is approaching, I want to simulate the gate to open. I want to see the windows opening, the sliding door opening, and the garage door right there opening. So I'm just gonna go to my material editor and put a V-Ray material there, and what I like to do is select everything by tapping in the Ctrl A, and I like to start working with a clear white model, and I will assign this to everything, right? So once I have it like that, I will also go ahead and create a glass material. I will go and select my glass such as that, and I will apply. I also have one more glass here, then I'll apply it inside. So once I have it like this, I have a basis of what I'm gonna work with. I'm gonna take this out of the way, and now the first thing that I want to simulate here is my gate. So I'm going to go to my top view by pressing T, then I'll go to wireframe, and I will select the gate, and I will go to this section, and I will click affect pivot only. From there, on my move tool, I'm going to move the pivot to there, almost to the center of the gate pole. From here I'm going to deselect this and I'm going to select my rotation tool. On my rotation tool, I will first move the frames to a section of the frames where I want the gate to open up into. So once I move it to 15 frames right there, I'm going to click on the auto toggle there and I will rotate it to 90 degrees. Once I have it like that, it means that my gate has been simulated. If I move this, you will see that now it starts to move like that. So I can select this view and press play and we see our gate open it like that. That was easy, right? So I'm going to do the same to this gate. Select the gate, affect pivot only, go to my move tool. This means that if I leave the pivot here and I rotate, the gate will only be opening from the center. So that is why you usually want to put it here. Then you deselect this, and then you go to your rotation tool and then you move the frames to 15. You select auto and then you rotate. In this case it will be 180. Let's say minus what? Minus 80, minus 90. It will be minus 90. Now we have our gate opening simulation just like that. Okay, I'm gonna move the frames back to 0 and I just want to move our camera inside just like that so that you can see this view. So now this is our garage door. This one panel is our garage door, and that's what we are going to use to have the garage door opening. So I will select the garage door and the wall, and I'm just going to isolate those two, and from there I want to basically let me go to wireframe. I want to basically draw a line so that we create a path that the garage door will be following. So from here, that's the garage opening there, and then it will go inside like that. So I'm gonna select this line and once you're on the create of the modify tool, you're going to highlight the vertex, and if you go all the way down, we are looking for a fillet. Once you have a fillet tool, we're just going to create this fillet so that this tile can go smoothly into the garage like that. Now once we have that, we need to move the line into position. We're going to move the line in the center of the garage door like that. Now once we have this, I'm going to select the garage door and this line and isolate elements so that we can be able to see what we're doing properly. Now what I need to do is that there hasn't been any movement that we made in terms of this garage door moving up. So I'm gonna select this and I'm gonna go to animate, constraints, path constraints, and I will select the line like that. You see it moving down a little bit, right? So once we have that, now we can tell it to start moving. And for us to do that, so now basically the garage door is hosted to the line, so wherever the line goes, the garage door will go. So now this is not the movement that we're looking for here and going there. So what we want is for the garage door to rotate with the line. So what we're gonna do, we're just gonna go down to here and click follow. Once we click follow, you'll realize that it starts messing your positioning. So what we're gonna do is that you first gonna okay, none of that, puts it to the right position. We're going to press allow upside down, y-axis, no, z-axis. Yeah, is it? Yes. This is the position that we want now, right? It is the position that we want. Now if we move it here, will it be able to do that? Yes. So that is what we are looking for. Now once we have this, the only thing that is left for us to do is just to duplicate the rest of the door panels up, just like cancel, hold shift on the move, then we're just going to put the door panel there, and I'm going to make 4 copies like that. So now I need to check if those 4 match with the overall of the building. So we need to put 1 more there, as we can see. So I'm going to do this and just put 1 more like that. Now what we're gonna do is that we're going to move this and there. That's our simulation. Our simulation is working quite well. I'm going to select the camera and move it back so that you can see. Now our garage door is opening alongside with the gate. Now that's good. Okay, let's see what happens. Actually, let me move this here. Now here around this frame, we start to see the garage door coming up here again. So now what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to see at which point does the garage door start coming up, which is here. So it means that my frame needs to stop by 58. So I'm gonna go here by the clock and make sure that my frame stops at 58, and once I have it like that, we can play. Can play it like that, and our simulation is like that, exactly how we're looking. We're looking to get it. Now what I want to do is that if you want to do some storytelling with your animation there, and you want to, I don't know, make it quicker or faster, you can put it at one of these. So if you make it 2 times, it's going to be very quick like that. So this is how you reduce that time. This is a little bit more adequate for a video, which is okay. Now that we have this two done, we're going to do I have a window here, a window in this frame that I would like to have them opening. So what I'm gonna do is I'm going to isolate them, go to wireframe, and then on this view I am basically gonna go here, have a pivot only, and make sure that is up there. This is the opening point. This is where the window will be stationary, and this will be moving from here to there. Deselect that, and we're going to move the frame to frame number 15, and from here we're going to go to the rotation tool. Before we rotate, we need to be selecting here by auto, and we can put it by 50 degrees, round about there. It should be okay. Now you can see that you have these green markings there to show where the motion will be starting, or the animation, and where it will be finishing. So if I press play, you can see once it reaches there, it stops. Say for example that let's say you have all your project done, everything is sorted out, and as you're playing this, you can see the windows are opening there, the doors are opening, both of them, the garage and the main entrance, and you want the windows to open up a bit quicker, or to open up slower, or to open up at a later stage. What you do is that you select the window glass, you select the frame. Once you select them, those green markings come. So you can just drag it to wherever you want it to start, to wherever you want it to finish, right? And now once you play your scene, they are closed and now they start to open. So that's how you start playing with those settings. Same thing applies with the gates. Anything that you put motion to, you manipulate them in that way. There's one last thing that I would like to put some motion on. Actually, I forgot to put glass material here on the sliding door and this one. So again, I'm gonna select this door like that. I'm going to put it there, and I'm just going to say that I want the door to open from frame number 6 or 58. This will be the same process again. It will be going here. Okay, for this one, it doesn't really matter whether you move this or not, because we're only moving it to that direction. It's not a swing, so that is okay. We can leave it there. So with this selected, we're just going to go to our move tool and make sure that auto is selected. So now we are telling the software that we are going to have our motion or animation from frame number 6 until here, right? So let's move this there, let's move this there. So now we are saying starts from there and then it goes there. If it's a little bit too quick, we can change that. Like that. So that's the first window, and then the second window, what I want to do, so the first sliding door, it's going to start from here, number 6. So as it moves like that, when it gets to this point, I want the second door to start moving as well. So I'm going to select the window and the frame, and as I'm on the move tool with this selected, I'm going to move it there. So once I have it there, I'm just going to move this to frame 22, 24. Let's move this to frame 14. Let's see how that plays out. So one is faster than the other, so which means that let's put it to 20 as this one comes. Let's put it to there and see. So if you want that transition to be very smooth, you always have to play with the settings all the time, so that you can get a very smooth opening there. So what I'm gonna do now, I'm gonna select this and I'll put this, let's put this to 0 and 15, and this one I'm gonna put it to 5 and 15. Let's see what happens. That's much better, right? So you always play with those settings all the time until you get the right. Okay, something is wrong. Is this one. Yes. So you always play with the settings up until the animation is perfect the way you want it to be. Right? So now once we have this one done, we basically have our animation done. If we look at this, let me just take the camera view up, just up to there. You can see that our animation is quite good. Now I'm gonna go to plan view and I'll go to wireframe, and now I want to have this camera go inside of the garage, and I will go to my create. I will draw a line from here to here. Just gonna move it to somewhere there. What I now need to do after drawing this line is that I'm going to put the path for this camera to follow where this line is going. So what I'm gonna do is that I'm going to move the line up to somewhere there, almost to the same height of the camera view, and I will select the camera. I will go to animation, walk through, and I will pick the path that the camera will follow and will put it on this line, right? After putting it like that, if we go to our top view, and there we'll realize that the angle of the camera has changed. If you now put the target on and off, you realize that the camera changes such as that. Now what I'm gonna do is that I will move the camera to a straight line like that, and I need to make sure that the camera target is off like that. So from there, if we go on this viewport and we press play to look at our entire animation, we'll realize that there we have our camera following the path. Now again, if you want the camera to stop here, basically what you can do is that you can just reduce the size of this line and just pull this back a bit, and there you have it. So this is how you start simulating your animation. So you can select this and put it back so that you can get the entire view like that. And there you have it, guys. Thank you for tuning in, and I will see you on the next one.